you play in this position? What about this one? Or this one? Or finally on this one? There's a saying in chess that states chess is a game of double attack. And it makes sense because when we only pose one threat, our opponent will simply defend it, and then we get nothing out of it. Most commonly, of course, there are exceptions. However, when we can make multiple threats simultaneously, it will be harder for our opponent to find a defense against all of them. So in this chapter, we will see a few examples of different types of double attacks. And the simplest one is probably the skewer. Like in this situation, we can come with the rook over here and check the king. But we are not just attacking the king. Behind the king, there's also the rook. So in a way, it's a skewer. So pinching the first one and attacking both. So once the king comes away, we simply take the piece behind. Of course, this wouldn't work if there was a way to block in this square, but in this situation, we attack both pieces and we force to take one of them. The second example is the fork. So here, by bringing our knight to c7, we give a check. Note that the bishop is protecting the knight, so the queen cannot take. But it's not just a check. After the king moves, we take now the rook, because there was, again, a double attack. This is what we call a fork, or a knight is forking both pieces. Moving on to the next one, here you have one of the most probably beautiful tactics in chess, that is the discovered attack. So in the other two examples, there was a single piece creating two threats, so either the knight in the fork or the rook in the skewer. But here, the point is to create one threat with one piece while releasing a latent, a potential attack with another. So here there's a tension between these two queens that is stopped, or is blocked, by the bishop being in the way in the middle of them. So what we do is we move the bishop away. For example, here we do it with check, so that black has to deal with the check. And after that, we are free to take the queen. So let's go to the final example. Here is also a discovered attack, but a very powerful type of discovered attack. So the move here is bishop to b5 check, and now both the bishop and the rook are checking the black king. So how would you answer here? Can we block one of the checks? No, because then we wouldn't be blocking the other. If we brought the bishop here or the rook here, black would still be in check. Can the black king run away? No. So this is a surprising checkmate. So in an apparently innocent position like this one, double check is really that powerful. It's a devastating threat that it can only be answered by running away, but there's no square to run away here. Okay, so these are some of the main examples of double attack, and I've created 3 chess studies that will be linked in the description. As always, go through them carefully, take your time, and continue with the rest of the course. We keep also solving the mating 2 and forks, and pins from the previous chapters. But it's important to stay consistent in training. And here especially, I would suggest you to really stick to the way of calculating with forced moves first. So we start with checks, captures, mating threats, and then other types of secondary threats, because they will really help you think of the really dangerous candidate moves first. All right, so it's time to get to work. Continue with the exercises, keep solving them daily consistently, and on the next chapter we will explore new themes.